All right. I am here to share with you how the candidate really searches for your brand so they can start having some insights into that process. And if you've obviously seen me talk about this live, you've seen me talk specifically to your brand, but I want to give you a refresher here on what that looks like. So, for instance, there's a few ways that a candidate finds you. One is they have an experience with your brand and they go to your consumer website, click the franchise information that it usually exists at the top, lands in the franchise page, fills out a form, enters your funnel. Other way that they enter is for more of a global approach or search. So, for instance, if I search for top education franchises, you can see part of the magic of 1851 and what we've done in the AI SEO world is be integrated. So here we are at the top. And so for in this scenario, we basically own that search term. And so then here comes our content right at the top. And so the point of this is not to celebrate 1851 necessarily, but it's to say like part one is you have to be in the narrative so that when people are searching for the top education franchises, we actually come up. Another thing that they do is ChatGPT. So what are the top education franchises? So I'm putting this out here. See, very similar to the way that Gemini is pulling. If I look at top chicken franchises, those start coming out. And so the candidate is using this as a part of their search. And then the next question they typically ask is when they've landed on a brand that they're interested in, they say, hey, tell me whether this is a good franchise or not. If I click on Google News, another tool that they use, you can see an 1851 story here, top education franchises. So I use Google News to see what the media is saying. I land into this story, and here in the sense I'm interested in Children's Lighthouse, I go into the website. And here, if I'm looking for family-run business, for family wealth builders, I want to do my homework, I can. Now, all this content that's created for them, we're also doing written word. So the written word is attached to the video. And so now the AI bots can come back here and read and learn why Children's Lighthouse in this particular scenario is one of the top education franchise brands. So you have to understand how people are looking at your search before you can start building the tactics to start improving it. So if you're a consumer brand, like a food brand, it's usually going to go within four walls, primarily PR around the brand so that a multi-unit, multi-brand franchisee can see it. And then word of mouth, like the referral network that's coming out of it. So that's some of the buzz building. If you're a home service brand, it might be not as much of a passionate play as in someone's like, hey, I have so much money, I'm looking for a franchise. What should I buy? And so it gives you an insight. Like when you start looking at how your brand behaves, you want to understand the search of the franchisee so that when we're talking about what tactics to use and we're making sure that we have the right things in here, we can win. The last thing I'm going to just share here is nurturing is a part of this process, which is where drip campaigns become important. Understand the counter content. Why would someone not buy? Making sure there's answers within your website. FAQs are going to be a big deal of tomorrow. And the way that they're interacting with AI, that's not necessarily for forever, but it's a part of the process. So point being, if I'm you, I go back and say, okay, if I was going to try to find this brand, my brand, and I've never seen it before, what process would I take to search for this brand to figure out whether it's the right franchise for me to buy or not? And if you go through your own process, you're going to find a pathway here to find some of the areas that you want to start building narrative around so that you can control the message and make sure that you are in front of the candidates where they are when they're searching for your brand. So you have the best shot for you, your brand, to enter their mind and eventually them to enter your funnel.